Today we're going to get pretty candid about influencers and influencer culture and just my viewpoint and my experience in the content creation world and just things you should know in general concerning all of this, from someone who has a bit of experience. Let's not act like I am the be all and end all when it comes to knowledge on influencers and content creation. Beyond that, I am far from that. But you know what? Let's just have some fun. Let's really discuss the ins and outs of what I've seen in the last few years with content creation. So, you know what? I've gotten myself comfy, gotten my Udi on. So, get comfy, grab a cuppa or grab your water, whatever it is. Just be ready. Let's get into it. Okay, for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Shelley. I don't know how you stumbled on this video, but it is what it is. I do not usually speak about things like this. This is a book channel, we discuss everything books. We'll discuss book drama, book scandals, just really questions that we have about the book world. We'll do a lot of reviews, that's great as well. Normally books, but today going to decenter books just for a bit, just to speak about the influencer experience or just everything to do with influencers and content creation. um and I find this really, really funny because I do not consider myself an influencer. I don't like referring to myself as that, but having people refer to me as an influencer, I'm just like, eventually I'm going to have to accept it. I don't think I'm there yet, to be honest, but let's just call myself micro mini influencer. That's the most comfortable I can get with it. But this I definitely have to speak on because what actually really spurred this video, this conversation, is me actually looking at the buildup of products like PR packages that I have. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, you know what? Keeping up with PR packages and, really diving into this influencer life is actually not the easiest because I have a 9 to 5 and several responsibilities outside of, my book loves on the internet. But at the same time, I love everything I do in terms of like content creation. And so I'm just like, how about we actually discuss this, because there's so much to be said. Now, most people know, or most people have acknowledged, that we are in the era of the influencer. I mean, if you looked at 15 years ago, would you consider that there are people, like normal people, who one day started making videos and then maybe a month later or a few years later, who knows, they actually quit their full-time job and that was bringing them money, or that they can really just shift a generation's opinion on something because of their influence? Honestly, me in high school, me in primary school, I would have never imagined that this is where the world would have gone. Like, we all saw the rise of technology. We knew technology was going to be, very, very important in our daily lives. But seeing the influencer become really important in our daily lives, that I don't think anyone saw coming. So that's a shocker. Me being involved in any of it, even more shocking, guys. The fact that I can actually be here and look at like my followers from like different channels, like different mediums, I cannot believe it. And I think if you were to go to the past, like back at home where I'm from, and then say Shelley is gonna do this, no one would believe you. I wouldn't believe you, because absolutely not. But that's where we are right now. But actually being a part of like this life actually brings a lot of challenges in itself, that I think definitely should be addressed. But also for people who want to get into content creation and are a bit like nervous or a bit like wanting to know more about the ins and outs, let's discuss, guys. Let's discuss, and let's discuss honestly, okay? First and foremost, we really have to speak about what I think everyone is concerned about, and that is money, monetization. However, like whichever platform that you're mainly on, you can monetize it. Like there are different ways to monetize it, but you can monetize it whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can even monetize Pinterest. Like it is wild. But obviously there are different ways to monetize it. So let's actually get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, I'm based in the UK, so I know that, like, these apps have different kind of monetization rules depending on where you are. So whatever I say, just take it with a grain of salt, simply because I'm not in the US and I know the rules are very different for people in the US, and the US usually get it better. Lucky you guys. But anyway, in the UK right now, and I know when I actually started like creating content, I don't think I started it with the intention of making money. Like, not I don't think, I know I didn't start with the intention of making money. I saw a few I saw like book content on my regular page, and I was just like, that's super cool. And I just kept seeing more and more. And then eventually I became, aware of the fact that there's a whole community on Instagram known as Bookstagram. And I created a Bookstagram account just to like connect and obviously get great recommendations. And one thing led to the next. And then from there, obviously I saw growth. I got my first 1,000 followers. And I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. And from there, I was seeing other people and, doing their, sponsored ads. And I'm just like, wait, we can monetize this? And on Instagram, like I knew obviously the fashion people, the food vloggers and all that. I knew that, they could monetize. I knew that travel bloggers, they monetize. I knew that. But it felt like weird, like just like, that Bookstagram can monetize. And then even from there, I was made aware of like different communities and everyone was monetizing. So honestly, one thing I have learned is that anything can be monetized anywhere. If you can sell it, honestly, you can make money from it. And it's wild, and you can make money from it from your home. So I started on Bookstagram, yay me, and I obviously didn't actually know where to start from, especially with like such small numbers. Like 1,000 followers is nothing, we all know this. And so I'm just like, oh, I have to now grow and build up to the point where I can monetize. But then you were hearing people say, no, you can actually monetize, with as little as 100. And I'm just like, now I know you guys are lying. And they're not wrong, but then obviously there's a lot to it. So one of the ways that you can monetize with very, very few subscribers is UGC content. And I think most people actually go this route, because with UGC you never have to show your face. You don't even have to have like a great following. You just have to actually have good like products. So, if you take great pictures, you can actually sell those. If you take great videos, you can sell those. There are a bunch of websites where you can actually go sign up, and actually like they will look for people to be making content for them, make content for their page, make UGC content that they can post on their website about their, whatever it is. It can be hotels, it can be a product. You can sell UGC anywhere. And it's actually super cool that you can make money that way. Now, if you really want to make money directly from social media, then it gets a bit difficult, because you do need a bit of a bigger following, but not as much as you think, because there has been a really, really big rise in the micro influencers. Even from like when I was starting, I kept seeing people say, oh, the micro influencers are becoming more and more popular. More brands are willing to work with people with smaller followings, because when the smaller you are, the more engagement you get, because obviously you're small, and so it's not like you're sifting through a million comments. No, you probably don't get as many comments, but then your followers know you engage with them, they actually know that what you say is true, and they really, really trust your opinion. Whereas with larger influencers, it's kind of a case of, if we see them selling something, is it really just, are you really, really selling it because it's what you believe in? Or is this just another paycheck for you? It's really a case of, even with books now, it's just like, if you're really, really big, can I trust you? I don't really know if I can trust your review, because I know you're just getting a paycheck out of it. I don't even know if you've read the book. We've seen that scandal recently, people making reviews without reading the book. Like, it's been happening. But with Instagram, it was very much a case of, I was focusing on growing my followers, because at that point, that's what I thought would actually get me, get me to actually be able to monetize. And then Instagram introduced that they were paying their the people on the app, depending on how many views you get on, like, when they were, that's when they really started doing reels, and stuff like that. But then they rolled it out in the US, and they never rolled it out like in a bunch of places. And even now, I don't think it's rolled out in most places outside of the US. So if you are in the US, you have great potential for making money out of Instagram. But that being said, Meta. I heard that Meta isn't paying people at all. I heard that, like I said, because I am the UK, I was never eligible for that payment anyway. But so many big creators who I follow, like I follow a lot of comedians, I follow people who travel a lot because I travel a lot and I'm, gotta get some advice, gotta get some reviews and all that. And a lot of them are telling that, you know what, with Meta, you get that one big paycheck when you finally, become eligible and you sign up, and then afterwards, it's like you're getting pennies. You can be getting millions of views, and you're barely getting any pay. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm not actually that mad that I didn't get into the program because y'all not paying y'all people anyway, so don't care. Um, but being on Bookstagram, I was made aware of a website that was for bookstagrammers to actually like monetize. So basically, they would be doing campaigns with different publishers or independent authors, and you would apply for for the promo campaign, and if you got it, you got it. Obviously, sometimes it wasn't like you getting money, sometimes it's you getting the free book and goodies. And that's the one thing I think, especially when you're small, that you have to be aware of. When you're small, a lot of times you'll be getting like affiliate links, or you're getting the free product because maybe the product costs a fair amount of money, and you're small, so a free product is usually okay. That is completely fine. Like, I have my fair share of free products, 100%. Especially when you're working with books, just know that one of the main things with working on book campaigns, a lot of them will offer you the free book. It is what it is, and that's not a problem, especially if you are really not aiming to like make a lot of money. You really just are here for the fun, and if people like your page and you get things from it, that's what you want, then honestly it's the best thing for you. That is amazing. So that's where I literally first started out, and I remember my very very first like kind of campaign, and I made like 50 pounds from it, and I was just like, oh my goodness, guys, I was so ecstatic because, guys, I made money from doing what I love, which is reading and reviewing the book, which is what I would have done on a normal like day to day. I read and I put the reviews out on Instagram. And so when that happened, I was just like, the potential is so big. But obviously, I started to see limitations in the fact that there weren't that many campaigns. And when there were campaigns that I would be interested in, it was only the US, or especially for this website, it was on, like, a lot of them were in the Netherlands, I believe, because that's where the site first started from. So obviously I did encounter my initial restrictions and limitations, and I didn't really know how to go past it. I didn't really know, like, oh, where else am I going to go? And honestly, even at that point, I still am focusing on really just growing my community and stuff like that, not really strictly making money. But then, when you get a taste of that pie and you actually see that you can make money, it's kind of just like a, oh my goodness, I can make money out of this. And then you're kind of just like, you've tasted it, and now you want a bit more. When you have something that's great, you're like, oh my goodness, I wish I can have more. And so obviously in the back of my mind, I'm just like, okay, this is something that is potentially something I can pursue in real time, like actually making a career out of this in a way, like not leaving my 9 to 5, but like a side hustle. Like, why not? And so obviously that was the focus. And so my Instagram obviously started growing because I really was focused on that. And then I was getting like I was reaching out to other campaigns on that site. And I remember the first time I someone reached out to me on Instagram, like a publisher reached out to me on Instagram, and I was shocked because I was just like, this publisher followed me and reached out to me, not the other way around. And it's like, whoa, whoa. Am I making it? Am I making it? And so obviously I did like the campaign from that, got like a PR package, no payment. But once again, young, you know, very, very early in the game, that's what you can expect. Now, when you're further on in the game, let's be honest with it. Let's be honest. Yes, you're going to get like, a bunch of people, a bunch of companies, publishers, authors, if you're in the book world. If you're in any other world, or even if you're in the book world, you might get other people reaching out to you, for promo and for campaigns. And one thing I had to learn is that it's okay to say no, in the sense that if I if I'm at the space where I'm just like, you know what, I am actually working to earn money, um, then it's okay to say I'm currently not in the space where I can accept unpaid work. And you know what? The companies will respect that. They'll offer you, they'll ask you, oh, okay, then what's your budget? Because a lot of the times, especially with micro influencers, a lot of people just kind of take what they get and they're just like, oh, okay, I have to take what they offer me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to, like, I think one of the best things I loved about like this journey of influencer and content creation them is really kind of just recognizing my worth, like even with small followers, like a small amount of followers, it's the fact that they want you, they sometimes need you, like they need the promo, they need your engagement, you know. So that is worth something, and that is worth money. Now if you are 100% okay with just an affiliate link, or you know, with a PR package, 100%, that's cool, especially because those things are great initially to like build up relationships and build your portfolio. Like I've done like a mini campaign with like Warner Brothers movies, where they had a partnership with Goo for a movie that came out. Like it was very very small. They sent me a PR package, and that was great. Mini package with Udi, I got my Udi free and got an affiliate link. That was great. Like, and this was years ago. I've had this Udi for like 2 years now. Years ago, I've done a lot of campaigns where I get free books in exchange for a review. That is completely fine. But when I had skin in the game, when I had real skin in the game, ask me what my budget is, my dear. Ask me what my budget is. That's completely okay. I'll be like, yeah, please, for this, for, you know, 30 seconds, you know, because obviously the minute I hit TikTok, my following grew, because it's almost at 30K. It grew exponentially really quickly. And I think that's really where like things started to hit off, and I was getting a bunch of people reaching out to me. And so 30-second video from TikTok. Oh, do you want to be able to use this for an extended period of time? Do you want all the rights? You know, 500 pounds, you know, 600, like you set your rates and you stick with it. Now there are some caveats, especially with me, and this has to do with who you are, what you want, and your ethics as a person. So when it comes to like indie authors do not have the budget that big publishing firms do. So if an indie author reaches out and they ask me for my rates, of course I'm going to quote them my rates. And if they tell me this, I'm limited in what I can. Let's work with what you have, especially if it's a book that I know I'm going to like, and I probably would have gotten this anyway. We can work with what you got. That being said, don't be cheeky. Don't be cheeky. Like if you really start to take the mic, I will really say, I do still have bills. Probably not what I can do, or I'm going to limit what I can do in exchange for what you can give. It is what it is. Like it really, like a lot of things really depend on like how you work, how your ethics. Now I'm just giving examples based on the book world. This works for any different type of thing. Like I said, I've worked with Udi, Warner Brothers. I've gotten skincare from like bunch of different companies, and I'm not in skincare at all, but here I am, you know, because the thing is, once you have, you know, an audience and they see that you engage well with your audience, you can sell anything. You can literally sell anything, in brands, they recognize that. And if you're someone who they can really kind of not use, but basically build off of, or yeah, kind of use, then it doesn't matter what your main focus is on. They can still use you. My main focus is on books, but I'm a human. I wear makeup. I wear glasses. You know, I do skincare because I take care of my skin. You know, I eat dessert. I do a lot. And so, quite frankly, a range of companies can reach out to me based on anything. I wear clothes, you know, I like to get comfy. You know what? If a nail company says, oh, come here, we want you to model some rings, please. I just got my nails done because my birthday is tomorrow, guys. But yeah, so it's really like the journey is really, really, it's, yeah, this journey is different for everyone. But the fact of the matter is, everything can be monetized as long as you get on it. You 100% can get on it. Now with monetizing, Like I said, you can monetize, you set your rates, and you stick to it, especially when you have a portfolio. When you're just starting out, obviously you're accepting the gifts, you're accepting the packages. But when you really have that, that portfolio, you have that history, you have those followers, even if it's just a few followers, if you have built that history, then start setting your rates, start sticking to them, don't budge. These big companies, and I think one of the things that micro influencers really have to like take note of, these big companies, they have the budget. They do. They do. They do. But also show grace. Like, be ethical when you're working with people. Definitely show grace. Because sometimes, the marketing team, they're not the CEO. Like, they were given a mini budget, and they sometimes can stretch. A lot of times they can't. So yeah, grace 100%. And so one of the things, obviously in these last years is that, you know what, if you get really serious about it, there's going to be development, or there should be development, but there has to be consistency. You have to stick with it 100%. Like, as many times as I've been on YouTube, obviously I've come back and forth, and it's only like this year that I'm really, really serious. But like my Bookstagram, when I was on it, I was consistent, I was fully on it. And then when I made the transition to TikTok and kind of left Bookstagram behind, I was on it. And now I'm like kind of mostly on TikTok and YouTube, but I'm even, making kind of a switch to YouTube because I'm really enjoying this long form content and getting to discuss things with you guys with more time. As you guys see, I can talk up a storm. So there is definitely development, and what's amazing is getting to see your earning potential grow 100%. Now, if you are someone who you're trying to monetize on YouTube, get on it, and you know what? Don't give up. This is like my third run at YouTube. Booktube, obviously, a couple of years ago, posted a few videos, fell off because I really was not committed enough. No, and I did not have the discipline for YouTube and editing. I did not have it. Being on TikTok definitely helped me. And then I came back, took a break again. Yeah, so, there were a lot of breaks in between. But what's amazing is that I came back. I had that discipline, consistency, and even before I even showed the consistency, obviously YouTube picked up, and here we are today. Could I have imagined that I would be on like over 4,000 subscribers on YouTube? No. And YouTube is one of those platforms that give you like genuine, real, like earning potential, I would say, directly from YouTube. So with Instagram, like I said, if you're in the US, I really don't know how your system works, but the earning potential was from people reaching out, brands reaching out, and even me doing my search and reaching out. The TikTok, same thing. I know the TikTok has the creator program, but the creator program, honestly, you need lots of views, and the way that algorithm works, it's really hit or miss. And if you're like a mini influencer, mini content creator, it's hit or miss until you blow. And and a lot of people, if you've been on TikTok, you can blow once and never blow again. So it's really kind of just like hit or miss. TikTok definitely requires that consistency, so if you're not ready for it, that's not for you. And unlike YouTube, where you can get away with doing one video a week, TikTok, they need you to be posting daily, multiple times a day, and then you're really gonna see that traction. I could do that at one point, but at this point in my life, I have so much going on. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. I'll probably go back to TikTok and be able to do that again, but now, no. I can do this like long form ranting at YouTube. I can do that. I can do that. TikTok, you'll probably see me once a month at this point. So sorry about it. It is what it is. I apologize. I do love TikTok. I still love engaging with people on TikTok, but in terms of like creating, YouTube is becoming my place, and I love it. YouTube, the minute you get into the partner program, you're getting paid. You're getting paid because on TikTok, once again, it was people reaching out to me, and I was, I work with publishers, and I work with different companies from them reaching out to me. Obviously, once you are in the creator program on TikTok, you can actually, they have their own area for the creators where you can actually apply for different campaigns, because different companies will put their campaigns, put how much they're paying. You apply. If you get it, you get it. And some companies reach out to you directly. And everyone knows as well, the TikTok shop, people are selling things left, right, and center for an affiliate, benefit, and that's great. But YouTube is like, I think, the best in terms of like paying you directly, because once you're in the YouTube partner program, you've been officially monetized. You make videos, you get paid. End of, like, period. And not I know that YouTube partner program has changed recently where they have two stages. Not the initial stage. The initial stage you can sell products and like make money from supers and stuff like that. No, the second stage, I mean, is where you can get paid. Like, you post and you get paid from ads. So the ads that we're all having to watch or we're all having to skip, we're getting paid. So earlier this year when I got monetized, honestly, best time of my life, because even if it's like your videos are getting small views, the little views add up, and they add up to money. Okay, I've only just gotten into the partner program, like really like just got into it, and so I'm like really obviously waiting to see the fruits of my labor and the spoils and all of that, but super exciting to see like where it's going to go, because I can see daily, like, the dollar is piling up, and I'm just like, I love it here. I love it here so much. So you know what? If you're serious, put in that work. Get those subscribers. Mm. But one thing I will say definitely with kind of like being a content creator is there's definitely a lot of pressure, especially with the PR packages. I have a few, like I said at the beginning of the video, I have a few piled up because the last few months have been insane. Like, I have some PR packages from like last year. Guys, we're in May. We're in May. And I'm just like, all these PR packages are of books. And I love doing unboxing. So I would like to unbox the product on video and then eventually read it and then give people a review. So they're not even open because I don't want to open them because I'm like, I'm not ready to do an unboxing video. And so they've just been piling up. And I don't know what's in the air, but it seems like a lot of the readers, like a lot of us, are in like book slumps that keep coming and going. And so we're suffering here. So I know that with PR packages, like, yeah, you kind of feel kind of guilty. But one thing I've learned is that I shouldn't, because like as you continue to work with publishers, as you continue to grow, you will start to be on like publishers list. So either they will email you and say, oh, are you interested in this? And we're sending out some PR packages. Do you want one? And you say yes. And sometimes they just have you on a list. And so every time a PR package is going out, you're receiving it regardless of whether you want it or not. I've received a few of those. And you know what? Once you start growing your followings, make sure, especially in the publishing world, I don't know much about the other world, sorry guys, but in the publishing world, once you got a bit of subscribers, so I know a few of the publishers have minimums. A lot of them, the publishers now, they have like a page that's dedicated to influencers, and they're just like, if you have this minimum subscriber, sign up to our mailing list. And the mailing list will always, they'll always send you out things of like, oh, these are our recent books that are coming out. And eventually, the more and more you interact, you will start getting PR packages. So honestly, focus on what you are posting, focus on your page, your brand, building your following, and looking out for opportunities in terms of like signing up for like mailing lists and PR lists from publishers. Now, one thing I will say as well, in terms of like receiving things, especially because, like, listen, sometimes you just want free things. And I understand, especially if you're a reader, sometimes you don't care about the money. It's just, I want that book. Personally, it happens all the time. One thing I learned, like early on, but before I had enough followers to do it, and then I got followers and I was able to do it, is that if you have like a platform, and this doesn't have to be on social media, if you have like a blog and you have good engagement and stuff like that, where you can like prove your numbers, just email and request. Just email and request. And you know what? It's really not just the publishing world. A lot of people get business this way. Like, a lot of travelers will email hotels, and obviously they have their portfolio, so they have proof of like content that they've shot, content that they've taken pictures of and stuff like that, like just evidence of things that they've done. And they can be like, I can either do UGC content for you, or I can do like, come to your hotel if you pay, if you give me a room, and I can post about you. And they're getting it. Restaurants, they're getting it. People do it all the time. And so this is one thing I think, being like more like into the game now, I'm more comfortable doing, because I feel like if this was years ago, not a chance. Even if I had the followers back then, I 100% would not be doing it. And that is like You really just have to get out of your own head, because the worst that can happen is that one, you get ignored, or two, the brand says no. And obviously they're a brand, and they're professional, so they'll be like, oh, we don't have the budget for this right now, or we're not looking for to work with influencers right now. Because believe me, people are reaching out to hotels and getting free stays. They're reaching out to skincare companies and getting free products. They're reaching out to restaurants and getting a free meal. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own head. Now, I wouldn't say doing this at like 0 subscribers or 0 followers with no pictures and no videos on your page. I'm not saying do that. No. Once you like have really built up like a good amount, or like you have the product, as in like you have proof that I can do well, or I can capture content for you well, you can hit that UGC up. Or if you really want to be an influencer, so you really want people to come to your page, then get your page rolling, because there is money to be made, there is enjoyment to be had, there are products to be gained. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own head. I think the self-esteem issue is really kind of like where a lot of early like content creators kind of psych themselves out. There's this girl that I came across her video once, but then I saw the comments. Basically, she just decided that I'm going to start posting, and I'm going to start posting every day. And, it is what it is. And I hope people enjoy the content. And then so she was just like, come with me on my journey. In like a month, she had 18K. And it's not even like TikTok where you can like grow in a day. No, it was on Instagram. And Instagram is hard, because Instagram algorithm be changing, not even every day. Instagram algorithm changes every 30 seconds. But like, she was consistent, she was real, she was authentic. And that's another thing. We're in this day and age, obviously back in the day when the age of the influencer really, really started to pick up, like they were selling us a lifestyle, which was usually fake. Like, how many times did we catch influencers filming in a place that wasn't theirs? And influencers still do that today. I think it's stupid, but they still do it today. But we're in this age where people don't really care about that anymore. Like, people want the authenticity, which is why even today I was just like, I don't want to put proper clothes on. I just really want to stay comfy in my Udi. And I was just like, since I'm gonna actually be making a video about, being candid about the whole influencer life, I'm just like, actually, I'm gonna be candid about this influencer life and do what it is. Like, obviously I just came out from like getting my nails, my toes, my eyebrows done, because I'm going away for my birthday tomorrow. So I still look cute. But, when I came in, got the comfy clothes on, and I didn't want to change out of it. And I don't. People are definitely craving more authenticity. And so you see a lot of more authentic content blowing up. So if it was a few years ago, I'd be like, step up your game, be on top of everything. But especially on TikTok, be real. Like, be real 100%. One thing I will say, like being on YouTube for these last few months, or even like in the last few years before, YouTube definitely has a more polished look than the other than TikTok. Instagram has always been polished. Like, it's always been polished. They can say authenticity all they want. It's always been about being polished and cute. TikTok is all about being real. People are in their bonnets every day, every night. I don't even think I've seen people's real hair for years. Like, it is what it is. I mean, there are people out there who are just hands on a page, and they're getting followers because they're real with it 100%, and we love to see it. YouTube, you can be real depending on what you're selling. You can be real, you can be fake. Sure, please, I don't know. But YouTube is, I think, half and half, where definitely bring your true self, but it doesn't hurt to be cute. Doesn't hurt to be cute. Like, let's not lie, you guys like people looking cute, but you guys like the realness as well. So I think it's a perfect time to really come out of your shell and let go of that self-esteem. Bun that 100%. Let it go. And if you're shy, take a chance. I think I definitely wanted to like speak on this, not even to do with influencers, but just like in general. And I don't like the fact that it's actually so embarrassing to like put yourself out there. Like, not scary, no, not scary, it's embarrassing. I don't know why that feeling of embarrassment comes. Like, you guys know what I'm on about, right? And then you create a YouTube channel, and then you can post, but no one you know can know about it. You're just like, oh my goodness, I hope no one I know finds this. Which is why to this day, if people know about my YouTube channel, it's by sheer luck. Like obviously my close circle of friends know, and a few people, know, but outside of that, you don't know. My book page was created, and for the longest time, I never shared the content that I made on my book page on my real page because I'm just like, no one should know that this exists. Slowly but surely, Instagram kept recommending my page to them, and they found me. But slowly but surely, like they started to find me. But still, very few people actually know about like my other page. I think very few people know about my TikTok and how my TikTok has grown. I don't think people know like I properly like make content as a content creator and work with publishers. I do not, like, a lot of people do not know that, and I know that like most people do not know about the YouTube channel. And like I won't even lie, as much as like I'm telling you to go out there in your self-esteem, I can still hope that people don't find this page, because mostly because I go on here and I yell and scream at people and insult authors, influencers, books. I do a lot of that, and obviously that's really kind of like wild. So it's not that I don't want them to see, but more so that side of me, let them think I'm a bit more stable than I know I am. And so like let's just kind of keep it hidden just a bit. But yeah, I know like it's really embarrassing putting yourself out there, but if you don't put yourself out there, you get nothing. You get nothing. So it's either you do and you get, or you don't do and you get nothing. Okay? So it's your choice. You have to decide, which side do you want to stand on? Which side? Which side? And one thing I will tell you guys, I know I can say it and we're not going to follow it because, just the way that the human mind works, it's hard to actually follow this. But I'm going to say it anyway. Comparison is the devil, literally the thief of joy. Being on social media will make you really just, yeah, because even being on Instagram, I saw my growth and I was happy. And then you see someone who's growing faster than you, who's making the same content as you, or content that you think that yours is better than, and you start to compare. You're finished. You're finished. Everyone has their own journey. All the social media algorithms are stupid, and they really do have favorites. We're not going to lie, they have favorites. There are tricks to gaining the algorithm, like some of the tricks work because some people apply them and it works for them. But it's not going to work for everyone. And so that comparison thing, I think really when you start creating content, 100% do it with the mindset of I'm doing this for fun. The part about growing and making money, have that at the back of your mind, even if that is actually your top priority. Really just trick yourself into like believing that I'm really only doing this for fun. You're doing it for money, like, yes, but trick yourself. I don't know how you're going to do it. Use some psychological tricks, psychological warfare on yourself if you have to, but really just focus on doing it for fun. Because if you start focusing it on doing it like for the goals, for the followers, for the money, comparison will come at you like a bee. But when you're doing it for fun, I could care less if they got more followers. Mine was pretty and I liked how it all came out. Okay? So 100% get out of your own head. Tell yourself the same to kick rocks, and do it for the love of doing it, so that you don't compare. Because believe me, the minute you start doing that, you're finished. All that to say that honestly, I am a few years in, and I think this year is the year that I'm really kind of like seeing a lot of traction in different avenues. Like I'm still working with publishers, still getting emails asking me to collaborate, ask me to be an affiliate. And it's honestly, I don't think I would have ever, and I mean ever, imagined that this would be my life, that this would be where I would land at all, 100%. But I love it so much. I love the YouTube landscape specifically. Honestly, one thing I will say as well though is stay true to you. Do not be a poser at all. Like if your page or your thing is about a persona, that's cool. But a persona sometimes is hard to like maintain because it's not you. If it's a persona, let people know it's a persona. 100%, so that when you slip up, they don't try and act brand new. Like you guys knew it wasn't me. Like stop playing. And I think one of the things I'm definitely like looking out for is that I never get embroiled in a scandal. Like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't. Like I said, guys, I have a 9 to 5, and responsibilities. I wanted to say I have a life outside of this, but honestly, I do not leave my house. I don't leave my house at all. I recently got a car. And it's been great. It's been a bit scary as well because I'm just like, oh my goodness, I actually have a car. I'm on the road. It's wild. And I even thought about like, oh my goodness, I should start doing car content where I drive and speak to you guys. But that's dangerous as hell. So we're not gonna do that yet. Let me be a bit more experienced on the road before you guys got anything from me on the road. But when I tell you, mm, it's been like interesting seeing the amount of scandals that people have gotten themselves involved in, like just small things. Like you really could have avoided this if you stopped being silly, like if you stopped being stupid. You just got yourself in there. So be true to you, don't so that you don't get involved in some mess by trying to pretend and trying to put up an act or really doing the most. It's really just going to get you in trouble. If you are one of those people who just like the drama, you're the drama, that's fine. Do you enjoy? Me personally, I don't think I could ever do that. I don't think I could ever do that. That's long. That's absolutely horrendously long. Like, it's just a. Oh. I mean, personally, if it does happen, it like people start bad mouthing me. Let's be real. I'm bad with keeping up with comments on a regular day. So with those ones, I'm gonna just ignore. And to personally, I on most days I don't care about most things. So I don't think it would get to me. It would just annoy me. It would just annoy me. I'm just like, bruh, this attention that you're giving to disliking me, like who has time for that? Who really has time for that? Like genuinely. But even seeing my name dragged through the mud, please, once again, I have a 9 to 5. And I've mentioned to my 9 to 5 that obviously I do things like content. They haven't found me. And I hope that they never finds me. I think everyone, their main hope is that their job and the people at their job never finds them. And so imagine that my name now makes headlines like blank book talker is harassing hockey players. Imagine that gets to work. And my job specifically, no, we're not having that. Not even my job. The other responsibilities, the other things I'm involved in outside of work, outside of social media. Unless it's good news, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth. Like, don't do it. Unless it's about Shelley wins an award, Shelley signs a publishing deal. You gotta speak it into existence. Unless it's one of those two things, like please. We're not trying to hear nothing about Shelley. We not. Shelley wins $1 million. If it's not one of those things, I'm not trying to hear my name nowhere at all. So one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, keep it 100. Keep it 100. Now that being said, if 100% of you is a terrible person, like just stay off social media. Like honestly, we don't really want to be involved with you lot. Yeah, so if you're discriminatory and just rude, to be fair, you can be rude. Some people are really for it. If you're discriminatory, just go away. Just please keep that to yourself in person. Not trying to deal with that online. Like you guys have Twitter for nonsense. So, I can give you Twitter. I can give you Twitter. Twitter always been about the mess. The other apps, like just stay off it. We're not trying to see it. We're not trying to have you create content about your nonsense. So you gotta be honest with it, gotta be real with it. But you know what, guys? That's it for a candid conversation today. Like, you know what? This was really just me on a rant, just not a rant about books. So basically, it's not really different from our standard, day-to-day conversations that we have on this channel. It's not that different. It's just like different content. But do let me know, guys. Do let me know what you think about like the influencer sphere, about like where do you think it's going to go. And if you are on your content creation journey, let me know, how's that going. Are you a multi-platform babe like I was trying to be and still am trying to be? Are you a single platform babe? What's your platform? What's your follower count? What are you looking forward to? Did you set your goals? Are you being consistent? Are you being disciplined? What's your brand? What is it? Have you worked with a few brands that you've wanted to work with? Are you aiming to? Have you reached out? I want to hear about everything, guys. You know me, I'm really nosy. Like I'm all about like the information. So let me know. It's an open space here. All love, all support at all times. And of course, let me know if you want more of these candid conversations where there's basically no structure and we're really just talking about everything. Let me know. Until next time, guys, I will see you soon. We are going to go back to book content next time. So yeah, do be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, even to your book friends. Even if this isn't a book video, they'll still like it, I'm pretty sure. It's all right. And to your non-book friends as well, because we didn't really talk about books this time around. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.